Its sound tells us of the tide's turn first. Down by mudflats, deceptive sand, sea sends signals, high frequency. It's really worth a close listen, because flood starts with hiss, then a glisten, then drowns. Transmissions current. Sound shows curlew, plover, redshank. They hear. Each knows. Every dusk, birds on the wire face the sea, even though the estuary's out of sight from here. Taking flight, they could be there, but for them, because what's once seen is its own proof, nothing's left to know. Facing the altar, they drink last light at communion time, prayer compressed by the air's change. Cold light lasts longer, sparked by impending ice bright as wings, bracing body weight for frost, shaping intent silhouettes bent on imagining tide's curled turn. Each evening this ritual, their song calling out in vain to the fade, growing shadows like the brown darkness from which canvas apostles stare. Shipping forecast, Donegal. They have shared still late October, but salt stones and a broken tree, the peeled paint on the lifeboat house, chime with places where the glass falls, prime sources encountering night's bold predictions. Everywhere, winter edges in. And now the time is 10 to 6. Lightness and weight, air's potentials pressed into words, implication. Here, on all coasts, listening grows passionately tense. Fair Isle, Faroes, Southeast Iceland, North Atsira, South Atsira, Fisher, German Bight, Tyne, Dogger. This pattern of names on the sea weathers unlistening geography, paves water. Beyond the music, the singing of sounds, this minimal chanting, this ritual paired to the bone, becomes the cold poetry of information. The litany edges closer. Lundy, Fastnet, and Irish Sea. Routine enough, all just routine. Always his eyes guessing beyond the headland, she perhaps sleeping, no words spoken. He stretches forward to grasp it, claims his radio place. And now the weather reports from coastal stations. And then Malin Head. Such routine that she barely glances up, but hears. Now falling, 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 falling. Another place, Crosby Beach. Only sea-wash repeatedly demanding silence. Here's a man standing shoulder deep, staring unmoved into night's flood. But here's another watching just as fixedly sailings across the ebb. He is left behind by imperatives of outward freight and ferry, their time passing his, rooted in sand. He imagines the shipboard sight of him, looking astern at a man, intense even from their distance, transmitting to departure his diminishing longing.
Purpose and escape, arc away, slow arrows falling beyond ocean's curve. Shores hefting forest, two presents pull these weathers apart, guided by winds dynamic.
Harper's embrace implores stay, lights awed by the edge of blackness. But Estuary's mouth shouts go, speed you safe, arms open, releasing our fragile makings to deepening fronts. Frail fish set free, engineers each kinetic encounter, slicing wave crests.
Rivers cry come and deal with it, while he absorbs the wash's Doppler. Faced where they see him in passing, carving keels shaping sea as they go.
Pierhead with ferry, evening. At low water, through mudbanks shine and slip, they've learnt to navigate a deep channel out there downstream. Each journey leaves city less peopled, estuary dusk burst by navigations green and red, rumours gathering on the far shore, granary and spire flowering silhouettes, shipyards' last echoes ringing clear across the river's deepening sea habit. The Belfast boat, due out late evening, is boarding. We wait for tides downriver. We're a widening tidal place, ready to chime with the next high or the one after that. There goes the ferry again, weaving its dance home. Departing lights shape darkness. Tides make their escape in spite of themselves, those who sailed on tides by choice or no choice beached other flotsam in the old squalid sacred self of place, leaving the current's hard imperatives to split dock granite. Spring and Neap wrote it on water, tide race, and estuary winds still trouble eyes. River arms call Wayne back again, the rhyme sharing lives with sea swallowed up by land at a moon's will. Hopes shout along cracked wharves. With flood, incoming memory washes shorelines unequal to their horizons. The quay's broken stone imaging old ship tonnage on harbour, the rough embrace of a returning, longed for at each tide.
waters of rain. Sound tells him, but a rush of waves, climax obliterates
He knows of the webs bare branches weave to hold themselves against weather fronts, resisting sieges for one more winter of facing southerlies head on and locked. Fulmars, razorbills, he knows of these through the sound of telling, not themselves. In March's first tumult, rumour of celandines, then the breaker's weight blinds him with shout.
there is no visible retreat from this encounter. Earth and tide face one another down. A reckoning, cliff tops may see a cloud split, but deep in storm, he only is sea.
Estuary, Leigh-on-Sea, Essex. He becomes sub-aqua, sinking below drowning through the estuary. There is no cry or gasp, and there is no struggle. He sees as a fish sees, collapsing prisms as he goes, weed fractures between worlds, their broken refraction. Into the black deep, then crowstone to open sea, towards Nor, under rain, invisible, deeper, submarine, where the race hurries him. He is pulled through current's urgency, out of reach of their search, part of sea, beyond tides. Fog music, San Francisco General Hospital. Out beyond the blind sand, deep creatures rise unseen through night shrouds, morning warnings through a call of mist over the brush and rush of invisible tides. The trauma center glows silver, reflected back by the curtain. A monitor hoots a rhythm, calling sad counterpoint back to the milk night. Pods of blood decant through grey plastic veins. On Pacific Beach, the west coast stares out across the fault line, looking for something where there's nothing to see before west becomes east. 10 p.m. and the ward dusks. Earthquake weather. Sand footprints glow phosphorus for a moment. Unseen, sea becomes smoke. Perhaps it's to break the silence that the dark makes radio and sings fog music, the texture of soft gauze, siren tropes hiding the slow grind of stirring tectonic plates. Some sorrows belong to us, some we share. Through widening cracks, the fog seeps in, bathing silent struggles, tubes, deep scarlet draining, fading to grey as even the needle's interrogation blurs. Waves from recollection. On and on the bay's elegy, discord, harmony, plain chant, behind the ward machine's sharp soprano. Sound, memory, finally just sound. The same grey, inside and out, awaiting the earth's next tearing. The continuities in the unseen, the waves beyond cello light. The hoot and moan somewhere out there, creatures moon-eyed, chorusing through shrouds. Mid-morning, it all becomes clear. One by one, the voices, the slow adagios, silence. Inside, the monitor sings on, solo. The routine of mortality, a brush and rush of invisible tides. Sestina, fog, Halifax Harbour, Nova Scotia, December 1917. He has come to a hill above silence. The harbour is refuge, requiem, memory. Somewhere at sea, horses stare from an island. A pony nods by him. Nothing else ignites a sense of any other place. It is thought that fog seeps into first. Tonight there is fog. Distance, place and time subsumed under fog. Tall ships haunting the waterfront. In the silence they become the idea of themselves, the thought of them as real as one day will be their memory. But below this hill, the ghost of a collision ignites splintered glass, shocking the air out to the island. Horses start and tides burst back from the island, but even the seismic is gone in a second. The fog, which in the end soaks the loudest sound, ignites only embers here, where time dulls to silence, resolving everything back to one last memory, stirred by a bridle's shake. The shock of thought beyond prayer, the terrible consequence of thought without hope in this hill's opaque church. An island he is, a space in the fullness of other memory, consumed over distance, place, time, by fog. All future dreams flung back by silence, overpowering even the shout anguish ignites. The world lies in the dark his pain ignites, mourning the naive longings of loving thought, the laughter, singing that had not foreseen silence. His hill with its stone will always be an island, far away beyond a lost daughter's life, deep in fog, sharing in the bend of a horse's head, a memory. Adrift between tides, premonition and memory, what remains contends with the fire that ignites smoke in his eyes. Children vanishing in a fog that sweeps always back, fading to the thought that the reality of harbour and island is always out of reach, somewhere above silence. A child as memory, a harbour as thought. An imagined horse ignites the idea of island, leaving behind only fog, leaving behind silence. Naming Newfoundland. Belle Isle, come by chance, Cabot Strait. Every name's a story, but weathers change, tides overwrite, and meanings ebb. Happy adventure, great paradise, Fortune Head. Every name's a story, until new stories come, where men after men die fighting the sea for a harbour. Funk Island, Mistaken Point, Snake's Bite, Savage Cove, Wreck Cove, Dead Man's Bay. Every name's a story. Every day new stories come. Shipping movements, Canada Dock, Liverpool. Unseen at night, we held a conversation about shared things. Slow, quiet tide. Alone on the strand, standing on the strand, memory shows tide because of sound's self. Sound of the current playing with the ebb. Under dark, sound shows tide as memory. Tide, dock, wasteland. Estuary funneling memory's last boardings, embarkations away, widening distancing, leaving the kiss of departing sea. Buried in the earth of a coat against cold, with nothing seen but only felt. There's only this ice in the wind along strand. Awake at the light, and surprised as always to be here. Memory's night sounds still there from the slow tide's ebb. We held a conversation about things shared, although I was sleeping and you were dead. at least one of us awake to hear steps on the wharf, a closing door at 4, no one there waiting. Only the resumption, only daylight hiding the morning, only the morning sound of old broken ships.
Another shipping forecast issued by the Met Office at 2343 on Saturday the 18th. There are warnings of gales in all areas except Trafalgar. The general synopsis at 1800, low 200 miles south of Iceland, 960, drifting slowly east and filling. Low 250 miles northeast of the Faroes, 956, moving steadily north and deepening, 940 by 1800 Sunday. High Trafalgar, 1033, slow moving, little change. The area forecast for the next 24 hours. Viking, north and south of Sierra, 40s. Southwesterly, veering northwesterly, 6 to gale 8, perhaps severe gale 9 later. Rain, then wintry showers, moderate or poor, becoming good. Cromarty, 4th, Tyne, Dogger. Southwesterly, veering westerly, 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8. Rain, then showers, moderate or good. Fisher, southwesterly, veering westerly, 6 to gale 8, perhaps severe gale 9 later. Rain, then wintry showers, moderate or poor, becoming good. German Bight, Humber. Southwesterly, veering westerly, 7 to severe gale 9, decreasing 6 in Humber later. Rain, then showers, moderate or poor, becoming good. Thames, Dover, White, Portland, Plymouth. Southwesterly, 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9, veering westerly 4 or 5 later. Rain at times, moderate or poor, becoming good. Biscay, southwesterly, 6 to gale 8, occasional rain, moderate or poor. Trafalgar, in north, southwesterly 4 or 5, otherwise variable 3 or 4, but mainly northerly in southeast. Drizzle in north, otherwise mainly fair, moderate or good. Finisterre, southwesterly 6 to gale 8, occasional rain, moderate or poor. Seoul, Lundy, Fastnet, Irish Sea, shallow. Southwesterly, veering westerly, 6 to gale 8, decreasing 4. Rain at times, moderate or poor, becoming good. Rockhall, westerly, veering northwesterly, 7 to severe gale 9, decreasing 5. Showers, good. Malin, westerly, veering northwesterly, 6 to gale 8, decreasing 5 or 6. Rain, then showers, moderate, becoming good. Hebrides, Bailey. Southwesterly, veering northwesterly, gale 8 or severe gale 9, decreasing 6. Wintry showers, mainly good. Fair Isle, Faroes. Southwesterly, veering northwesterly, 7 to severe gale 9. Squally wintry showers, mainly good. Southeast Iceland, northerly storm 10, backing northwesterly 7. Snow showers, poor, becoming good. Light icing. Now, weather reports from coastal stations for 2300. Tyree, southwest 5. Continuous light drizzle 2 miles, 979 falling. Butterblue is